Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, y'all's channel, Truth Seeking with Veronica. This thing started, I was just trying to get everything right, but it just started, so I'm gonna roll with it. How's everyone doing today? Well, I know I am doing great. Let me turn this air down just a little bit. It just feels a little muggy out here, just a little bit, kind of like smothered cabbage or something like that. That's how you feel when you're sitting in the vehicle and have your windows down. You're still feeling that. Anywho, you know what I'm talking about. Why did I come on? Well, I wanted to come on and just, I guess, give you a little information, something for you to go and think on, okay? To start questioning your assumptions, even your beliefs, even things that, in the past you may have thought was one way, but it's actually another way. I want you to challenge yourself, okay? I want you to wake up some of those brain cells, and don't take that as an insult. Some of those brain cells that have not been used in a while in those areas. And do remember, your brain is a muscle, so you do have to work it out, just like you do, if you lift weights. If you want big arms, big legs, then you got to lift weights, okay? Same with your brain. You have to take it into directions that you have never thought to take it. You may get a headache just trying to think on something deeper that you were taught as a child, and then as you become an adult, you go, that wasn't right, and then it takes a rewiring of your brain to remember that that wasn't right, okay? And some people, many, really don't like to think in that way. And actually, as I've said in the past, in this world that we are in, this 3D world, this Hushton's world, Prince of the Air, thinking is dangerous, okay? And but to them it's dangerous. I say it like that, okay? In my opinion, thinking is good. We've been trained all our life, from birth, from schools, from everything, on how to, I would say, not think, and how to be, and how to just go along with the crowd, to be accepted. And I've never been one that desired acceptance to the point to where I compromise me, okay? Because if I was that way, I would be much further in this world, okay? And I choose not to ever compromise who I am in Yahuwah. And that is a trait that, no, I did not learn growing up from parents or anything like that, from no one. I actually learned that from my YAH. Okay, he instilled that in me. No matter what was going on around me, I always questioned, who am I? Yeah. And so I want you to start thinking on some things. Now, some people are just gonna, why think? We gotta work. We gotta, provide for our family. We got other things to worry about. Okay, but know thyself. Who are you? Who are you? Would I go back and think about probably about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, when I had first actually getting on YouTube. I wasn't even like a social media person. I had actually stopped my Facebook page, just updated what I needed to be within policy of what I do. But for the most part, I had just gotten out of the social media thing. It's just not, it hasn't been my thing for a while, because I like to dissect things, okay? I really do. I like to research, dive into it. I like to ask questions. I've just just always been like that, okay? And why am I bringing this up to you? Why am I even talking to you about this, okay? Because this is going to just give you something between now and on our Sabbath, okay? To really think on. Because May, the month of May, in June is going to be something else, okay? And I recall a video I think I did about a year ago where the Most High had given a warning saying that, and we know this because this is in the Word, that when things start to happen, everyone's going to be doing everything that they usually do. Like people are doing now. Like nothing's different in this world that we are living in. Like people are not different. People are just acting the same. And it kind of weirds me out a little bit. But it lets me know who and what I need to keep a close eye on. See, I'm just talking to you, okay? Because the reason why I am bringing this up is because let me get back to what I was saying. I don't know, I just lost track of I'm excited, you know, I've just been in one of these modes, okay? But anywho, what was I saying? Yeah, okay. Then the reason why I am talking about as far as how we see things and how we think is because my brain is kind of made different than many. I remember a lot of things, okay? I can remember my phone number when I was 8-9 years old, okay? that's how I am. I absorb information, okay? So if I don't remember every word that the Most High or the Rock has given me to give when I start talking, then I remember. So I do recall the Most High saying that it's gonna be when everyone is celebrating. And I thought when I had given that word, I was like, I think it was about a year or so ago, I thought that was like, okay, well, it may be, you know, Christmas. It may be Thanksgiving. You know, then the next year, you know, the year came around and then they had their Easter. And I was like, okay, well, you know, usually when the Most High gives me something, it's usually in twos. It's either 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 years. It is. And then a lot of my paintings that I have, I realized that, excuse me, sorry about that. I realized that, let me put that on vibrate. I realized that it's more like 20 years, 22 years, you know, from my paintings and as far as what's going on now in the world. I do have another painting that I may want to show one day. I'm just going to have to get it out my little paint, you know, I got a big storage box with all my paintings in there, and I'm being moved by the Rock to talk about that painting, okay? But I'm gonna wait until I know for sure. And so notice how I just talked about what I had did a video on some years ago, or a few years ago, or maybe a year and a half, I don't know. And then I it just popped up in my mind, okay? I didn't know I was gonna even talk about that. Okay, so now that is how you think. That is using that muscle memory, your brain to think. Don't take this as an insult as far as what I'm saying, because it is hard to explain how to really say deep dive into things, okay? And no, you can't talk about everything you know about or what what you think about, or how you see the world, or this and that. You know, only if the Most High tell you to. Okay, and I have things I didn't think I was gonna ever say, or even my paintings to show, or even what He showed me in the sky, things like that. Just like the rainbow around the sun. I did a video on that. I don't know how many months ago, but I know the what do they call it? The little picture. If you were to go down my videos, you'll just see a little slight, like an angle light with color in it. And in that video, I was letting you know that the sky was being blocked for a reason, because I had drove out that day and I had saw a curve around the sun, and I'm like, what is that? And I looked, and it looked like a rainbow. The colors were so beautiful and vibrant. I was like, well, how is that so when there's the sun right there? I've never seen a rainbow around the sun. And then so I drove back toward the west, and I saw it on the other side, and it was like the Most High was just letting me know that's a rainbow around the sun. Now listen, probably because no one has ever seen that, or it hadn't been accepted, or no one's got a picture of it, or someone who is not of importance had mentioned it, things like that. Okay, then no one took it as anything. And then I saw a short, I think it's Conscious, or I watched some of his videos, and I said, now here's all these pictures in all these different states of a rainbow around the sun. Okay, so this is why when you hear new information, or if you hear something from someone, don't let it be hindsight. Just like it's a minister. It's a minister that I think probably about 10 years ago. I still see his videos coming up from 10 years ago. He is no longer, in the land of the living. Okay, but his videos were then, everyone was probably just watching them and, oh, he crazy, or just watching him like, what is he talking about? He just out the box. I mean, he talked about, I'm not even going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name because he did start something, okay? And the Most High ain't having me drop names right now, okay? It ain't because of fear or anything, but it's because if you know who I'm talking about, then you're going to know who I'm talking about, okay? But you can look today, and he is no longer with us, and he's a melanated brother, and you hear people now going, oh, his stuff never gets, I'm listening to him. Hey, what he said 10 years ago or 8 years ago, he was right, or I don't know how long he's hadn't been on this earth, but what am I saying? Why do we have to see it to believe it? Or why do we have to hear it from a so-called authority? You got to start thinking. You got to start breaking things down. You got to start asking yourself questions. I mean, think about what a paradigm is. Think about that. Now put that on every aspect of your life. A paradigm shift. Just like if you were to go back and just look at how maybe probably in the 14th century or 15th century, they may have thought that when they discovered about bacteria, they may have thought that it's something you caught from the air, okay? And so until a paradigm happened, until a scientist found out, no, this is bacteria. This is because people are not hygienic. They're not washing their hands. Wow. What a paradigm shift. Now it's hygiene. It can go deeper than that. It can go deeper than that. Just think about the paradigm shift of, people are going to actually buy water out of bottles. You must be crazy. So water runs right here out the sink. Wow. Some years later, here it is. The paradigm shift of everyone many drinking water out of bottles or even filtering their water. Who would think that they would have to filter and clean their water? That is something that is free, given here, natural on this earth, that you have to clean it in order to consume it. That's a paradigm shift, because I can think back probably 20 years where people's like, that tap water is good, that's perfect. And why people buy bottled waters? I'm just talking. Just think of the paradigm shift. Do some research on what a paradigm shift is, okay? And when you think on that, think of the awakening. And then think about how strongly you did believe and was 10 toes down in what you were taught. Until now that you're waking up and have the Ruach HaKodesh in you. Okay? Everyone has a measure of faith. Everyone's not on the same level. Okay? And now I'm about to say something that's going to really kick some people off and really get them upset. But YAH does have favorites. Okay? Yes. He does. I don't care what you say. Yeah, the word says YAH does not have a respect of a person. Okay? Which means that, yeah, he can do for you what he's done for others and this and that, but YAH does have his favorites. Yes, he does. Let's you comment. Go ahead, comment on what you think on that, okay? But you go all through the Bible. You go all through the books even that were taken out. You just don't select someone just because you select someone. You got to have some type of favoritism toward them, especially to consider them as chosen. So yeah, my Abba YAH does have favoritism. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. So until next time, I love you much. Be Baruch, Veronica.